Hey, what's going on YouTube? Well, welcome to Post Cologne. Today I'm going to tell you about 7 cold weather fragrances that I wore this week that I think you should know about. So let's jump into it. All right, so welcome back to another fragrance rotation for the week. I haven't done one of these in a little while. I missed you guys. I missed giving you my weekly rotation. I haven't done one of these because I've been testing out some new fragrances that I just got in and I wanted to kind of keep them on the hush hush, but we are back and it's been friggin' cold. Even for Canada, it's been friggin' cold for November. It's like minus 20, minus 15 all throughout this week, which is like minus 5 to 5 degrees Fahrenheit. Friggin' cold, but I was prepared because I got some great cold weather fragrances. So without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, so kicking things off on Saturday, I reached for one of my absolute favorite fragrances of my entire collection. It's Spice Bomb Extreme. Now you can pick this up from discounters for about $100. This is not the cheapest one in the rotation today, but absolutely worth every single penny. I love the Spice Bomb Lime in general. The original is awesome, but the Extreme is such a great cold weather style of fragrance. It has this great, fresh, spicy, aromatic sort of nature to it. It's got this nice pepper, sort of lavender, caraway style of spicy aromatic that it opens with. And it sits on this beautiful, warm vanilla tobacco that's just absolutely breathtaking, mesmerizing, sexy, alluring, masculine fragrances. I can't get enough of this. It has that original kind of OG Spice Bomb DNA, but it has that kind of added vanilla tobacco kind of warmth that goes into it. Absolutely gorgeous, beautiful fragrance, and it's absolutely perfect for when it gets cold outside. Performance on this is beast. I get 10 plus hours, no problem off my skin. Projection for the first 2-3 hours does push off really, really well. Cuts through the cold like a madman. Sexy, masculine, just alluring, cozy, but just got that spicy kind of boldness to it at the same time. Love this fragrance. If you have not checked it out, highly recommend you do. That's Spice Bomb Extreme. All right, moving into Sunday, I wanted to wear myself a nice tobacco fragrance, something that was a little sweet, a little spicy, a little bit of kind of smoky vanilla. So I reached for Maison Alhambra's Hercules. Now you can pick this up for about $30 at a discounter that I will have linked down in the description below. This is a little tricky to find. You can't find it all over the place, but lucky for you, I do have a link down to where you can find it as of the time of recording this video. This apparently is a clone dupe inspired by Parfums de Marly's Herod. It's a $30 fragrance. The Parfums de Marly is $300, so there's gonna be some differences. Might get you in the neighborhoods, but that's apparently what it kind of smells like. What you do get from this is a beautiful fragrance, especially for the price point. It's a nice, warm, spicy, it's got some cinnamon in there. It's got some sweet floral, like some labdanum. It's got a touch of smoke, some woods, and this beautiful tobacco vanilla combination, and it's absolutely glorious. It's just enough sweetness to this, enough kind of bold masculine edge to this, and it's just a really pleasant style of tobacco fragrance. Performance on this is average. It's not the best performing fragrance, but you get a good 6 hours out of this, and projection on this is moderate, but you can reapply this because, again, it's $30, and it's just a delicious, bold, masculine, yet fun, flirty style of tobacco fragrance. Awesome pickup. I'm super glad I have this in my collection. I think you should be checking it out. Maison Alhambra's Hercules. Moving into Monday, I wanted to start the work week off right, and so I reached for one of my absolute favorite fragrances, one of my favorite vanilla fragrances for sure, and that is Mercedes-Benz Club Black. Now this one can be a little tricky to find because as soon as it ends up in the discounters, it gets sold out right away, and for good reason because it's absolutely delicious. But at the time of recording this video, I did find one at Joma Shop for $40, so you can go click the link down in the description if you decide you want to check this one out. Otherwise, you can go to places like Fragrance Buy, set notifications for when they restock, all that kind of jazz, if you're still interested. But it does become available, but it goes pretty quick, so you gotta be Johnny on the spot when it comes to this fragrance. This is just the most beautiful, delicious vanilla in probably my entire collection. I have some really good vanilla fragrances, but this one, I have to smell it every time I walk past it and it peeks out at me. Delicious, creamy style of vanilla. It's got like a touch of smoke for some incense that's in there, has a little bit of woods that sits in there, a little bit of floral mixed in just to give it a little bit more character and personality. Absolutely mouth-watering, delicious. I'm almost salivating right now. It's just such a delicious vanilla fragrance. It's got a little bit of a boldness to it. It has that masculine edge to this, but it's just sort of sexy, alluring, sensual, perfect date night style fragrance, perfect evening out fragrance. If you like sweet style of fragrances, this is definitely it. The smoky vanilla in here, it's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Performance on this, I get an easy 8 hours off of this, no problem. Projection on this for the first hour and a half, 2 hours is nice, it pushes out, and then you're left with just a beautiful, cozy, vanilla bomb scent bubble going on. Absolutely gorgeous, love this fragrance. I definitely think you should be checking it out. It's Mercedes-Benz Club Black. Moving into Tuesday, I wanted to wear another tobacco fragrance because I like me a good tobacco fragrance, and I was actually making a video about my top 10 tobacco fragrances, and I'll have a link down in the description if you want to check that one out because it's an awesome video and you should check it out. But this is probably one of my favorites in my entire collection. It has that rolled cigar humidor style of tobacco, like that really kind of sweet cigar style of tobacco. It's Alharmaine's Amber Oud Tobacco Edition. Now you can pick this up for about $45, $50 for a 60 ml bottle. Worth absolutely every penny if you like tobacco fragrances. This is such a beautiful spice medley in the opening that mixes with some nice vanilla, some cacao, this tobacco leaf, and a little bit of woods of a base that it sits on. There's this clove note that's in this that is just absolutely intoxicating for me. It just mixes with this spice medley just so perfect, and that clove that comes out just adds so much character, personality to this, again, cigar style of fragrance. It's like running a fresh cigar under your nose, just the right amount of sweetness with that vanilla and that cacao just to kind of add, again, just a little bit of sensuality to it, a little bit of sexiness to it, but it still has that kind of rugged masculine feel to it, just being that kind of unlit cigar. Beautiful fragrance, and I get fantastic performance off this. 8-10 hours off my skin, not a problem, and it projects really well for the first hour and a half, 2 hours before it settles into just like a nice humidor kind of scent bubble that you end up with. Absolutely gorgeous. For $45, $50, this is a steal of a deal. One of my favorites, something you should definitely check out. It's Alharmaine's Amber Oud Tobacco Edition. Moving into Wednesday, things got a little dark here at the Post Cologne studio. I was just in that kind of a mood. I was just kind of feeling a little bit dark, a little bit moody, needed something that was going to kind of fit that vibe, and so I went with Lalique's Encre Noir Extreme. Now you can pick this up at discounters for about $25, $32. I'll have some links down in the description if you want to check this one out. If you're familiar with their Encre Noir line, you know that they can be a bit of a challenging fragrance line. This one is no exception. This one is not going to be for everybody. This is not a compliment beast, but I absolutely love this one. I love the OG and I love the Sport. How this is different from the OG, it has that same DNA. It has that cypress vetiver style to it. Very dark, very moody, earthy style of fragrance to it. But it has a little bit more character to it because it has a little bit added incense, some patchouli, and some benzoin that's added into it. So it kind of removes some of the bitterness that's in the original Encre Noir. It adds a little bit of a balsamic sweetness to it. That patchouli adds just enough earthiness to it to kind of remove that bitterness, and a little touch of incense to kind of add some smoke and a little added mysteriousness to it. Beautiful fragrance. This is not a compliment beast, like I said before. You're not going to have the ladies or the gentlemen chasing you down the street trying to cuddle up with you. Well, you might. I haven't had that experience, but let me know down in the comments if you have. Not that kind of fragrance. This is the kind of fragrance you wear for you, and that's why I like to wear this one. Just fits the vibe, has that mood, and it's just so artistic, unique. The quality of this is way beyond the $25 you're going to spend. Performance on this is fantastic, 7-8 hours, and this pushes through the cold really, really well. There's that benzoin, that resinousness to it, the incense, as well as those cypress vetiver notes, the patchouli. Performs fantastic in the cold. Absolutely love this. I think for $25 to $32, you're a steal of a deal. Check it out. It's the Lalique's Encre Noir Extreme. Moving into Thursday, I wanted to kind of turn that ship around away from that kind of moody darkness of the Encre Noir, and I wanted to move into something that was a lot more fun, a lot more playful, and a little bit flirty, and so I reached for Armaf's Craze. Now you can pick this up for about $22, $25 at various discounters. And if you can get past the bottle, because it's an Armaf, and this is what we come to expect from Armafs. It's a weird bottle. I do not know why they have a leather strap that says Craze around it. And the cap on this, that was a lucky chance there. This usually comes off with it. Of course, when I'm filming the video, it doesn't. But cap sucks on this, but the fragrance, Absolutely delicious. Sweet vanilla, bitter almond, heliotrope are the stars of the show. And anytime I smell this, just puts me in a fantastic mood. Like I said, the vanilla, the almond, and the heliotrope are the stars of the show. It does have some added florals to it, a little bit of spice, a little bit of woods, this kind of amber that's in there that adds a little bit of powderiness to this fragrance. But overall, like I said, the stars of the show, vanilla, almond, heliotrope. Gorgeous, fun, flirty, almost gourmand style of fragrance, and the performance on this is certified beast mode off my skin. I've heard varying opinions about people's performance on this. I get great performance off my skin, 12 plus hours, no problem, and this just radiates off my skin for the first 3 hours at least. It's just great performance for me, great scent profile, and for $22, $25, absolutely worth it. You're gonna get frustrated with the bottle, but I still think you should check it out. It's Armaf's Craze. All right, and finally moving into Friday, which is today, and my scent of the day is Armani's Code Absolute. Now you can pick this one up for about $65 for a 60 ml tester. Link down in the description if you want to check this one out. A little tricky to find sometimes. This does sell out when it is available. There are rumors that they're going to kind of not be doing this anymore. I haven't been keeping up because I have a bottle and I don't care anymore. But it is a fantastic fragrance and it's my favorite from the Code line. This is just a nice, sweet, warm, vanilla style of fragrance. Sexy, alluring. It's got that distinct Code DNA, that kind of tonka bean that goes into there. That's just undeniably an Armani Code fragrance, but it does have that added sweetness, that vanilla, has some nutmeg in there. It has a touch of suede that you can detect in the dry down, a little bit of woods, and it has this orange blossom that kind of just like rounds things out a little bit, added a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of softness to it. Just a sexy evening out, date night style of fragrance that is just absolutely captivating, addictive. I just can't get enough of this fragrance. I try and use it sparingly because I know this might be a little bit tricky to find, but when I do, I'm just absolutely in love with how this smells. Performance on this is fantastic, 7-8 hours, no problem off my skin. Projection for the first hour and a half, 2 hours does move out. People are definitely gonna smell your sexy, warm vanilla, and then it moves into just a nice, beautiful, cozy, intimate sort of scent bubble. Absolute banger of a fragrance. Again, my favorite in the Code line. If you haven't checked it out, I definitely think you should. It's Armani Code Absolute. So there you have it. That's 7 cold weather fragrances that I wore this week. And I want to hear from you guys. What did you wear this week that just blew your socks off? What was your favorite fragrance that you were wearing this week? Comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. I love hearing all the different fragrances that you're into. So go do that right now. Type in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.